Oh, hey, buddies. Let's walk and talk with me while I head to a quick gym session. I'm feeling a little rambly. Been thinking about this topic for some time and trying to gather how I feel about it. But it's matching energy, something that I've been seeing a lot on my social media. A lot of different people have been advocating for the importance of matching energy. Don't give too much without reciprocation. You don't need to give so much of yourself when you aren't receiving the same energy, when there's no reciprocation. And it's in any kind of relationship. And I do agree with that. I think matching energy is very important. But what I feel like a lot of people leave out is the importance of initiating energy. Somebody has to initiate the energy in order for the energy to be matched. And if everybody is waiting for somebody to match the energy, then to me, it seems like you have a bunch of passive people who are low-key scared. And this is why I do not like these trends when it comes to how to initiate relationships. These tropes, to me, are just kind of a pitfall into just getting the general public to be manipulated and think that I don't want to come across this way. I don't want to be perceived that way. So I need to make sure that, I'm not being a pick-me or a simp or thirsty, but I also got to shoot my shot. I also have to, take accountability. And it's like, you need to be able to be in tune with who you are, just honestly and genuinely. And I think initiating energy is just as important as matching energy. Me, I'm somebody who definitely does not mind initiating energy. And just a quick story time, I met somebody a few months ago. We hit it off. It was after a party, and we, spent the evening together, really had a good chemistry, good connection. We're talking about continuing the connection. Found out that this person was traveling overseas for about a month. And immediately my intuition was telling me that this could possibly interrupt our flow that we had, our organic chemistry that we built. And I was concerned about it, but I'm a Sagittarius. I love when somebody has a zest for life, when somebody is, seeking new experiences and wanting to explore that. That's a beautiful thing to me. So I was definitely encouraging of that, even though this person was even kind of second guessing, maybe I should push back my trip. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, I wish you could push back your trip, because as much as I am rooting for you to enjoy this new experience of yourself and growing, I wish that we had more time to connect, because who knows what the energy is going to be like when you come back. And of course, when the trip ended and they came back, the energy was different. I could tell right off the bat, the energy was different. And so I initiated letting this person know, how I was feeling, checking up on them and everything. And even though they were responsive, again, just the energy was just different. It wasn't as passionate. It didn't feel as organic. And that's what really hit me, is the forcing of energy is what's something that can be debilitating and dangerous. You don't want to feel like you're forced into anything. But I had to reason with that this connection was no longer as palpable as it was before this trip. And so I had to let it go. And it's very disappointing. It's very discouraging, because it's something that I had been manifesting, something that I had been desiring for so long. And so to have it and then to lose it, it's like an empty, excavating feeling. And I hate that. But for me, even though I felt the difference of energy, I still felt the need to initiate and to express my disappointment and how different it felt. And for all those energy matchers out there, I don't know what their advice would have been. You know, some of them probably would have been like, oh, you shouldn't have even bothered to re-engage. But for me, I'm not fearful of that. One of the people that I saw on social media talking about matching energy and don't overexert yourself and how it looks if you come across as somebody who's forcing energy also contradicted themselves by saying in another video that they like somebody who's obsessed about them. So I'm like, how can you sit there and say and preach about matching energy, but then in a separate video talk about how you like somebody being obsessed about you? Because if someone's obsessed about you, clearly that's not going to be matching energy. You're going to want them to be proactively and aggressively pursuing you. And that's, again, why I talk about these trendy tropes. It's just all BS to me. I think that at the end of the day, when you feel something within your spirit and your heart, your discernment is speaking to you, it's okay to express that to the person that you want to receive it. I think it's more so about understanding that if you put your energy out there, it's okay if you don't get anything back. But you should put it out there because you want to exhume it from your system. You want to know that at the end of the day, I put it all out there. No regrets. I said what I had to say. I spoke my piece, and that I'm with peace because I was able to express myself. Now, you want to be able to do it in a practical, sensible, logical way. You don't want to be overly emotional and irrational. But I think it's also important to find that line where you can express yourself without feeling that you're doing too much. And that's something that I don't think a lot of us have mastered yet. It's still something that I'm trying to figure out. And again, this is just for the people who do want to make those first steps to initiate conversation, because not everybody's like that. There are some people who, again, are more passive and who are a little bit more sensitive and insecure in expressing themselves and putting themselves out there. And nobody should force you or make you feel like you need to initiate or engage in conversation or engage in a relationship that you're not naturally inclined to do. Everybody should know their role and stick to it. But I want to send this message out to people who do feel more comfortable or do want to find healthier ways to communicate and to, again, initiate and engage in conversation, because I think that is important. Matching energy is one aspect, but also how do you initiate? How do you express yourself? I used to have a toxic communicative method where I would express myself in expectation of getting a response. And I had to grow into a place where I was like, now I'm going to express myself, and if I get reciprocation, cool. If I don't, it's okay. It's just about allowing myself to feel comfortable and vulnerable enough to say my piece in any relationship, family, friend, lover, whatever. And there's always going to be ups and downs in that, because you can't control people. And you shouldn't want to control people. You should want people to free-flowingly be themselves and feel comfortable to connect, you know? And I think that's something that is a work in progress. But I want to know how you guys feel about that. I want to get this gym session in, and please like, comment, subscribe. I like hearing you guys' opinions. it's very encouraging to me, and we can get this community growing.